And into the game we go. How exciting. Best of 3 PvZ. Actually, we wanted to try and catch some Snute games all day, but haven't had the chance, unfortunately. We did get knocked down to this loser's bracket by Hero Marine, 2-0. As we have to the top right side of the map, our red Zerg player from Team Liquid, it is Snute. As I said before, we've been casting a lot of the Liquid guys today. As we have also someone who casted quite a lot yesterday. Our Blue Cross player is MaNa, who did actually take down True in the PvZ yesterday, although did fall to Bly. So yeah, I'm not going to be casting Marine Lord versus Petit Drogo. I just don't really think it's worth the time to sit and wait for a game which is then going to be... Yeah, I just really do not believe it's worth the time to sit and wait to kind of just... Yeah, I refuse to believe it's worth the time to sit and wait. I'm just going to say it like that. So, yeah. We're going to be jumping into this right now. So we're going to be seeing probes just starting to jump into this and gas and whatever. We're going to be seeing this Nexus coming down in just a few moments' time. So Nexus will come down here. Oh, I need to focus up. Let me have a quick drink of something. Should we drink energy drink or water? I said vodka. That would have been a bad idea. Let me have some energy drink, guys. Right. I'm going to drink this. I'm going to focus up. I'm going to power through this cast. Because to be fair, for how tired I am, I feel as though the casting has been fairly decent today. It was actually the same last night after like 9.5 hours through the day going into the NA qualifier. Like half an hour before the NA qualifier last night, I was like, ugh. Oh god, I feel so tired. I feel shattered. I feel as though this is going to be like... I feel as though this is going to be an absolute nightmare. But, no. It was crazy. We had like a crazy good cast last night, so... That was fun. And we're having a very fun cast right now as well, so... We're just going to be setting up into this. Yeah, we had a very good cast so far today. Again, if you didn't realise, we've been live since about... Well, we've been live for... This is 7.5... We're 7.5 hours into the stream right now because we've been... We're 7.5 hours into the stream because we've been casting the SGL earlier before we came into the KeSPA Cup qualifiers. So it's been busy, busy, busy. Busy, busy, busy all day long. Lots of great games though. If you do miss any of them, they're immediately available on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Wardy, of course, you're watching it right now. And you can jump on over to the profile and then past broadcasts. So, you can get over there and check all of those out almost straight away. And, yeah, all the best games do go up on the YouTube channel as well. And if you do want to check us out on YouTube, it's youtube.com/SCTimprove. I'd say subscribe on YouTube as well, even if you don't really watch much on YouTube, because you never know the day you're stuck on a train or something and you have to watch something on YouTube, you can't go on Twitch. And you're looking for something, you just can't quite remember where to go for StarCraft games. And stuff like that, so definitely worth checking out. Sorry, I'm taking a long, long convoluted route to kind of get to my points today. Let's get into that sort of stage of the cast. Anyways, Mothership Core on the way up on the natural expansion. We're going to be seeing this Oracle is building in the main base. It's just over halfway done currently, and a couple of extra gates coming up in the main base too. I'm just going to be seeing an evolution chamber popping up on the top right hand side of the map. So you have a chamber popping up. Snoot's playstyle lately is melee upgrade based, and that's going to be a melee upgrade right there. It's been melee upgrade based to then go into kind of aggressive Ling Bane Ravager sort of styles. Lots of units and crossbone Frosts. May not seem really good for sort of massive aggressive units and massive aggressive plays, but it works really well because there's so many different angles you can come in and attack into, to flank on, to counter attack on, and that's what Snoot playstyle is so good at doing. First few adapts from MaNa, going to be starting to move out onto the map. What else have we got going on? Well, having an overload down here being worked away by a Phoenix already. So Phoenix is slowly working its way through this overload right now. Just picking his way through that, doing quite a bit of damage. We see the Lair is on the way up from Snute as well. So Lair coming in for him, and MaNa just backing away with this first Oracle. Actually didn't do any damage at all. Did he kill a queen or something? No, kill him to anything. I mean, he's got 0 kills. Of course he didn't kill a queen. That's not just a drone counter. Even though it oftentimes is. So no damage done, a lot of damage onto the Oracle, and Adept's going to try and shade by. Snute with a few more lings being made. They're not ready just yet. Immediately pulls those drones away. So actually, only losing a couple of lings so far. And we'll see the drones for now are going to stay alive and to get away in towards the main base. So a little bit more damage being done here, and the Adepts just continue to pick away at drones. But actually, I say continue to pick away at drones, but not really many drones killed at all. Snute doing a good job of just more or less pulling away whenever the situation kind of arises. And yeah, it's a bit annoying. You can't actually deal with those Adepts super quickly. He's losing mining time, but better to kind of lose mining time than to actually lose the workers altogether. So maybe seeing these Adepts now going to start going down as Transfuse comes in to keep the Spore Crawler alive, just in case there's Dark Shrine on the way. That could be one of the reasons MaNa is attacking the Spore Crawler and focusing it down. 5 workers killed, maybe a 6? No. 5 workers killed in total, and that will be that. Snute, now for +1 melee attack about to finish, we'll go and counter-attack across the map and see if there's any openings from MaNa, although honestly, there really isn't. 2 pylons, so overcharges available, 3 sentries as well. Plenty of stuff available right now. So a few sentries just sat down here. This Membership Corps out the front from MaNa, just going to be patrolling back and forth. So that's just going to be patrolling back and forth out the front here. I'm being attacked by a little bit of a bug right now. Please go away, please go away. I have one of these people left. I'm not super squirmish or anything. But when things are like jumping up in my face and like flying into me all of a sudden, I'm a very jumpy person, I guess is what I should say. So when all of a sudden this bug comes across my desk, I think I did a very good job to just literally say there's a bug coming at me and not actually scream and make a fool of myself. So maybe seeing these lings coming back from Snute coming towards the upper right hand side. So just going to be seeing these few Zerglings just coming in over here. There's another macro hatch coming in. When you're going to play aggressive Ling Bane Ravager, you're going to use a lot of lava, so extra hatcheries definitely don't go amiss. And that's exactly what Snute is, or that's exactly why Snute is investing in right now. You do see a single Zergling will come down to the south side. We'll take this watchtower here. Just do you see an observer overhead right now, just having a little bit of a look around through a few of these creep tumors. So a couple of these creep tumors are going to be spotted, and Zerglings will get rid of those rocks. Stargate about to finish up from MaNa as well, and that Oracle also going to be finishing in just a few moments time. So Oracle on the way out, we're going to see this Immortal from MaNa also coming in. I'm just going to be seeing Baneless Speed from Snute. This is again exactly what we expect Snute to play like. It's more or less exactly the way he's been playing for a long time in the ZvP matchup, and you know, this is really just no change at all from him. So normal stuff from Snute. He's up to 73 drones. He's actually in his comfort zone right now. So Snute's goals for the next couple of minutes of this game is going to be to actually start trading, because it gets to a point where the army composition of the Pros player is actually got a lot of oracles. I actually didn't realize that. That's interesting, and this actually could be interesting. So first of all, let's talk about this, because actually the oracles, obviously there's no real anti-air in this, and so the oracles will do a really good job of targeting down the Ravagers. Oh, this is really neat. And Snute is going to lose a lot of these Ravagers initially. The Zerglings attacking across, force fields will protect, and the Zerglings just have to back away. We'll see a couple of Ravagers remaining after this, but good trade by MaNa. So what I was going to say is that Snute's main goal is to actually try and keep on trading for the most part, because if you want to, if you want to kind of trade well, if you want to do well with this sort of army composition, you need to keep the Pros player from hitting a high-tech composition himself, because once the Pros hits a high-tech composition, your low-tech units are not going to do a good job. So the idea is that you go with a lot of units, a lot of cheap low-tech units, attack, trade, and keep on attacking and trading just to keep the Pros on this number of units that aren't high-tech, that aren't going to kind of get into high numbers and be super powerful. So obviously this is not great when Snute loses a bunch of Ravagers initially, because that will really slow him down here. Big revelation on those Zerglings. That actually makes them look kind of pretty. Oh wow, look at the revelation on those Zerglings as they run through the Queens. Does anyone else find that really sort of mesmerizing to watch? I do. Anyways, I'm just going to be seeing these Zerglings just going to come down, and we're just going to be seeing a couple of Adepts trading out once again. Oracle's still up in the sky, and we're going to be seeing these Zerglings targeting down this pylon. So, pylon being targeted, just full. And a few more Zerglings just going to pull over to the left-hand side. Zerglings, Ravagers, and a couple of Roaches still moving forwards here out of Snute as he looks to see what else he can get up to. A couple of Stasis Wards come in here for MaNa to just try and, well, delay this attack. Snute has so many Queens, which isn't usual for this sort of thing, but it's because of the Oracles, I think. He wants to make sure you can kind of fight against those. Although a few Ravagers going off on their own, it's not a real good way to kind of do it, as we do see one Oracle gets picked off there, as we're going to see a bit of an attack up. Nice Stasis Wards actually hitting quite well so far. A few Banes and Ravagers coming up this ramp, beginning to connect, but not too well. Snute with 48 more Lings on the way. And he has got access to that fourth base, so he'll kill off the fourth. A lot more Baneless is going to start morphing in right now. So a lot more Banelings are going to start morphing in right now, and you can just sort of see if we zoom out here how many units Snute has. It's incredible. He's got so many units here. Coming down to this south side, getting ready to go. Snute looking as though he's probably going to run in a moment or two. And here we go. Banelings are going to be joining up as well. Queen's having to poke away at this to some extent, and I'm sure the Ravagers will be corrosive violence, trying to be a little bit of a nuisance, forcing those probes to pull away. Actually hitting onto one of the oracles there. So one oracle goes down. Revelation, you keep track of those units. Some more battles once again, and Snute working his way through this base of MaNa down to the south side. And we've seen these. We've seen this gateway going to be going down in a moment or two. So gateway is going to fall. Again, I'm just going to be seeing. Oh, the Banelings to the left-hand side going to get 20 workers killed. Well, that's a pretty nice start. I'm also going to be seeing this mothership core going down as well. And again, the Lings, the Banes. Continue to see what's going to be going on. Continue to see what exactly is up right now, as we're going to be seeing another Archon going down right here. And again, coming in from the top side, these Lings going to run on in, trying to get a bit of this round. That's what goes off on them. But the third base is broken, and MaNa is going to be down to just 2 bases now. He's going to be in a very weird position where he's just not, he just isn't in a super great position at all. A few more High Templar are going to be warping in. They're going to become Archons, or unless he has Storm. No, he doesn't. So they're going to become Archons. It's getting to this point now where MaNa's got this army composition that is very good against what Snute is doing. It's getting to these higher numbers where he can trade very well. As a few adepts across the map have killed off 8 workers or so. It doesn't quite make up for being down to 2 bases yourself, as the warp prison goes down because the mutas have hunted it down. And that's where I was going to go in the end here before the point I was making. Snute, MaNa's finally getting to this sort of late game composition. And he's getting to the point where Snute's army isn't super great. But Snute's already done a lot of damage, and Snute also has a lot of mutas coming in, so the muta tech switch will make it very difficult for MaNa to continue trading in this. You'll be seeing these units collecting together at the front from Snute. Revelation goes down. Lings and Banes going to be sighted here as Queen's going to be dropping down a couple of tumors. And Muta's going to go in towards the main base. Tempest moving around themselves, a little bit unsure as to where they want to go. And into the main base we are. As you're going to see some probes just starting to be picked away at 7. Workers going down now 8, now 9, now 10. And Muta's going to go over towards the mineral line. And I mean, already 10 workers killed. A few Phoenix on the way, banning Pulse Crystals as well to help trade here. But actually the Muta's fighting back. The Mutas are going to pick off those Phoenix for now. So Phoenix can't be reset already. I mean, the Tempests are doing good damage consistently onto the Mutas, but it's not very fast. It is a bit slow. And we're going to be seeing Snute with just so many units. It's one of those situations where, yeah, it's a fairly decent amount of Archons and Immortals, but the reality is, there's just so much Zerg here. Just get rid of one of these Queens and the Mutas will come in though, and they will fight the Oracles. Getting rid of the potential to Revelate is actually really nice, because the Revelation is going to make it so that these Tempests can fight from such a huge distance away. Nice stasis ward to begin with. His Banelings are going to keep on rolling forward. Splits, nice force wheels, nice stasis ward again. Look at that, Banelings and the Ravagers all trapped up. And Snute just going to warp in another lot of Banelings, 25 more coming in right now. As MaNa tries to defend a third base, which he desperately needs to mine from, because his main base is mined out. It's natural. It'll be mined out in the next minute or two. Force fields preemptively coming down to deal with these Banelings. It's a little bit of a donut, not quite a complete one. I mean, Snute comes in and just engages anyway, trades with those Banelings however he wants to, because honestly at this point, for Snute it's just about trading at all, I think. Resources lost is dead even, and Snute is up on 4 base against, well, sort of going back up to 4, but obviously it was 2 for a long time here. As Banes will crash on in, will even just get rid of a few of the units in the front, a few of the Immortals and Archons, and you can just see the Ravagers in the back, the Mutas in the skies are going to clean on up, and that is going to be Snute taking game 1 of this new KeSPA for map 2. So let's see how this is going to go, as we have our Red Zerg 1 game ahead in the bottom left hand side from Team Liquid in this Liquid all kill, or Liquid team kill. It is Snute. He's going to be going up against the blue Protoss player to the bottom right hand side of the map, also from Liquid as I just mentioned. It's MaNa. So obviously unfortunate. I think all the Liquid players are more or less in the same section of this lower bracket, where I guess Bunny's on the other side. But they have no players left in the winner bracket, and that is potentially going to be a little bit of an issue. So yeah. So I guess Bunny's on the other side of this bracket. I mean, eventually they will have to play each other anyway, but Obviously, the sooner they have to play each other, the worse, because the less chance they have of knocking other players out for each other. Of course, I'm sure Liquid would love a player at the KeSPA Cup. And isn't it crazy to think that one of Hero Marine, Nurture, Marine Lord, and Drogo will be in Korea in just a couple of weeks' time to play in that as well? It's actually really, really soon, the KeSPA Cup. It's kind of crazy how close it is. And it's causing actually me quite a lot of issues because I've been trying to figure out when exactly I might be able to do the Wardy Open. And obviously if some of our players in the Wardy Open round of 8 and so on qualify, then it's actually really awkward as to when we're going to do the Wardy Open round of 16 stuff, because it's just so busy the next few weeks. And after KeSPA Cup there's WESG European Regionals, so it's really awkward, the timing. And how we're going to try and fit it in, I just have no clue, to be honest. We'll have to make a decision as to how it's going to go. Anyways, MaNa. He's got a couple of adepts over here. I'm just going to be seeing the hatchery just sat on the third base. He did block the natural for a little while. And he has gone for a tube gate open, which means he's going to have a fair few adepts in the early stages of the game. But he's not going to do too much with them, not just yet. Snute turning these around, but he has had to cut drones, of course, a little bit earlier than usual, just to make sure he's got plenty of units to turn them around, to minimize the losses which he's going to be taking. Link speed going to finish up now, and Snute just moving onto the map, and we're going to clean up a few more adepts. So all said and done, the opening is going to turn into a fairly standard one. MaNa will keep the initial adepts alive because his follow-up here is to be going in towards the Resonating Glaives and a Dark Shrine. So actually, lots of aggression coming in here in just a few moments' time. So that brings over to the right-hand side as well. So they're still just moving around, and that Dark Shrine is proxy to the top side of the map, so lots of pressure going to be coming in. What does Snute figure out? I mean, he comes to the front, sees the two gates. I mean, he knows that already. He might very well assume the Twilight Council in the main, but obviously it's very hard for him to realistically check for Dark Shrine if it's proxied. So I think one thing he might notice is if he kind of keeps an eye on the third base, as the longer he doesn't see a third base for, the more likely it is to be a Dark Shrine. Actually, that being said, Snute already has a Spoke Roll in the third base and the main base mineral line, so he actually isn't going to be that caught off guard. As we're just going to be seeing the Natural Hatchery finishing up here as well. So Natural Hatchery finishes. And these Zerglings for Snute just going to be moving around as well right now. So a few Lings for Snute moving around. A few Creep Timbers coming in as he tries to connect his bases up. And just the Natural Mineral line, which is missing a Spoke Roller at this point. As Snute actually cutting drones. I wonder if, I mean, it's always hard to tell whether he's cutting drones just to deal with these initial adepts, or if he's cutting drones to really just spam units and go all in. Kind of a bit of both in a way. Obviously, if you're going all in, it's kind of to deal with the adepts and then counterattack. There's the fourth hatch coming down. Snute could just do with a Spoke Roller in this natural hatch, in this natural mineral line. So the one thing he's missing, he's got it starting up. Well, he's got it queued up, so he is going to come in eventually as the first adept's going to get surrounded. There's a few Lings left on this. They do shade up into the main. There's the adepts in, the DTs in the third base though. Snute splits. He goes with the adepts quite nicely over here already. 7, 8 workers killed. The important part is though that he keeps these DTs away from the Spore Crawler. They do get away. They do get away, which is a bit of a nuisance, but the Spore stays alive. 8 workers killed. Well, MaNa does take a 12 worker lead because Snute has been making just a lot of units. And for so many units being made, you would have expected him to maybe not take quite as much damage, but it was good crisis control. Surrounding that, he had nothing at the third base, right? So surrounding this Spoke Roller was the only chance he had to keep detection there. If you lose the detection on the third base, all of a sudden he is going to lose the third hatchery. Nothing you could do about it, so... And you're seeing Snute going to come across over to the right-hand side. Behind all of this, MaNa has taken a third expansion. I mean, the thing is, Snute still did make quite a lot of units initially, but now he's just going to go back into drones, so... Whatever his initial plan was, whether it was to just make units then drone, whether it was to all in, it is just now going to be to drone. So Lair is on the way up, and Snute will just look to continue defending against DTs while he goes up into this Lair. We're going to see Creep Tumor picked away at the right hand side of the creep spread. And as the Lair comes up, we'll see Overseer coming into play, which just makes that a little bit easier to play against the Dark Templar on the map. It's so frustrating because with Zerg builders nowadays, you don't oftentimes get a Lair super early on, so the super fast Dark Shrine can be so frustrating to deal with because if you don't have a spawning location, you're in trouble. And even if you do have a spawn location, if you don't have units there to protect it immediately, you know, it's just a split second and all of a sudden you lose the spawn, and then there's nothing you can do about the third base or something going down. It's very nearly what happened to Snute, so it's a very sort of flimsy kind of position to be in. You have to be really sort of on point with your defense. Single Zerg going to take this watchtower to the top side. I'm just going to be seeing a couple of Archons currently flying over to the left-hand side of the map. So a couple of Archons flying over to the left side, looking to see what's going on and what's happening. And MaNa just looking as though... Well, I don't know if he really knows what he wants to get up to just out with these. I mean, the going into kind of Archon harassment in the War Prism is pretty standard nowadays after the DT play. Lots of Adepts walking in. He's going to shade some Adepts to that fourth base. Snute's actually very well split up. He's got units all over the place to kind of watch for stuff. He sees that Dark Shrine now. And he also sees the Adepts as well, so he knows to prepare against these. Obviously, that's a good little indicator for Snute as to what is going on in this. Lurker Den is coming up to being about halfway done. I'm just going to be seeing these spine crawlers just continue to come up here. So the Lingers trying to defend against this, but Archons trade so well against Lingers. You almost need to see the Ravagers coming in, the Roaches too, to really fight against this. You can see these Lingers not having a good time at all. One spine in the back is actually helping out quite a lot, but still taking his time to really clean up here. Eventually the depths will go down. These Archons can still just be lifted up into the War Prism to just protect and to get away. And depths in the natural middle line getting 5 workers killed, 6 at the very end. Good damage done by MaNa. And Snute will once again move on the map. He did see that Dark Shrine before. I'm sure that's going to be one of his main targets here as he comes to the top side. Stop any further DTs / Archons coming into the play from the Protoss. MaNa starting up double Stargate. We have seen a lot in New Gettysburg recently kind of just straight up Skytoss play. Obviously that's not what we've seen early on in this series at all, but straight up Skytoss play has been very common in the past on this map. So I wonder if we see now MaNa go into the double Stargate, we'll go into Skytoss, and we'll just start to protect, you know, bases here and just take the island expansions as the game continues. 2 Lurkers up to this top side, and I'm just going to be seeing the War Prism loading up with a few Adepts and coming over to the right hand side as well. Lings, Ravagers, a few Roaches moving forward. Snute looking to see what he can get up to exactly in these Lurkers. And Snute as well. He's going to be burrowing here, so just going to be burrowing, just going to be working their way through these rocks, as we do see. Well, both sets of rocks going to be going down. Snute really wanting to open the map. And yeah, the Lurkers. It's interesting that MaNa's going into the claw side because Disruptors have been kind of a thing for a long time in PvZ. And we're starting to see now and then the claw side coming into play, but I still find it intriguing when players do decide to play them because I just feel as though everything you can do with claw side, Disruptors can just do so much better. Because actually, claw side aren't really made to sort of just fight, you know, the claw side aren't made to kind of fight the units. They're made to kind of reach out and outrange the Lurkers to some extent, but Disruptors are pretty reliable against Lurkers actually, because Lurkers are burrowed, they're not really super fast or anything. So they're actually pretty easy to get rid of for the most part. Overcharge is going to go down here, so we're going to see Lurkers going to be burrowing once again. Another overcharge pylon will die pretty swiftly. A few Lurkers are going to get picked off there as you can see. They're a little bit too aggressive actually. Some Biles coming down. Snute going to use one of them to take down a force field as he moves forwards. And he's just fighting through a very choked up position, and I know it's only a couple of claw side, but it still is splash damage. Membership core now goes down. Snute bullying his way in here, but is it going to be enough? We're going to be seeing the Lurkers continue to pick away at more and more units right now. We're going to see the Archon in the front going to go down. At the same time, some damage across the map. Adepts and all sorts just picking off a lot of drones, and Snute is taking mega damage back at home. So while he takes the lead in terms of army, his economy is starting to take some heavy damage as well on the return. So it's actually going to be very important that Snute does pick off some more of these workers. Because, I guess to be fair, he's taking some heavy damage on his economy, but so is MaNa, because MaNa's actually losing bases. And without bases, you can't really stay in the game. Corrosive Bile is going to go up again. We're going to see them shooting down on that Dark Shrine. And MaNa. It's interesting, he actually built another Dark Shrine. You're going to see a few DTs warping in. Is there detection on this side of the map? There isn't, right? From Snute. There's no Overseer, so that could be a little bit dangerous. That could hurt him quite a lot. And these Ravagers and Lurkers still moving forward. This last few units in the corner are eventually going to go down. MaNa on 49 probes to 41 drones. 105 army supply from Snute to 44. A few corrosive bars maybe to try and pop down this Murph ship core. DT's moving forward. Snute will see those, and now he'll start to consider how he wants to do this. Ooh, he actually snipes down a Dark Templar with a corrosive bile. Look at these Ravagers. All of them are such low health trying to get away. There's the Overseer coming in so you can fight against this now. Cleans it up, and Lurkers will burrow once again. Snute trying to maintain a position on this side of the map. And MaNa with... Again, finds himself like down to 2 bases, very similar to what we saw in the earlier series. Down to 2 bases, nowhere to really go. Single Zerg getting picked off already. There's that Spire coming in to the main base of Snute. I'm just going to be seeing the Lurkers just burrowing. Disruptor shot comes in, so we do see Disruptors as a transition out of MaNa. He goes back into Colossi play now. There's only 1 Disruptor made. Interesting sort of, kind of, I guess, in a way, sort of indecision about whether he wants to make Disruptors or, you know, what he does want to make. I was getting lifted up, and, well, Phoenix don't have that much energy to keep on lifting too many of these Lurkers. Lurkers do just move a bit further forwards and just bullying, though, again, pushing up this ramp, getting into position, and just starting to pick off more and more important structures here. Cybernex, obviously. DT over the top side, though. I mean, Snoot's economy is still really painful. We've been focusing on this side of the map because that's where the main fights are happening, but Snoot's economy at home again, I'll just keep on saying it. He's on 40 drones, which is not a lot. I mean, his own mining is going to be denied, especially if he loses a 4th base. His own mining is going to be very much so denied here. And we've seen these Lurkers picking away at the natural expansion, though, again. MaNa now on 1 base. His economy continuing to be denied, and Snute can actually just lift up with these Lurkers and start to back away. Well, Oracle trying to pick away with the Pulsar Beam. MaNa will immediately re-expand to this sort of pocket expansion. A couple of Void Rays on the way up. I mean, to be fair, if you can get a couple of Voids up and there's no anti-air from MaNa, from Snute, sorry, that could be very nice. And actually, with already some Phoenix in the sky too, he does get rid of the initial sort of anti-air units here, the Phoenix, the Hydras, or at least a few of them, if he has energy, although he doesn't right now, which does hurt him. Snute coming across this map, but he has to be cautious. 20 army supply ahead is not too much. He was +2 against +1 before as well, but now he's only +1 against +2 against +2. So no upgrade lead. And the Spines just starting up. Spines and Spores starting up from Snute as he looks to protect this 4th base, which is so low on hit points. Cannot afford that to be attacked for too much longer here, or it will just go down. And losing that would definitely hurt him. As we're going to be seeing this Warp Prism getting found. Shuts down very easily. And with that Warp Prism dead, that is going to change so much. We're just going to come across over to the right-hand side. A couple of Phoenix have been built out of the Stargates. And we'll be seeing the 3rd Nexus will be finishing very soon as well. So, a few Ravagers just looking to try and corrosive pile down. The Oracle in the skies moving around as well. And again, Phoenix is looking to see what's going to be going on. One of these Ravagers was going to be lifting. And again, the Ravagers and Hydras just going to be going in. Continue trying to see what's up and continue trying to see what's going on. Phoenix coming in, getting rid of a few more Hydras. I'm just going to be seeing a few corrosive piles coming down. Actually, the Voiders in the sky are going to be the units that are left over here, so Voiders will clean up eventually. So it has to be a little bit cautious. Lurkers trying to back away. I mean, I'll just get into position, I guess. I mean, these Voiders are going to have the time of their lives. There's absolutely nothing to contest them. We need more Hydralisks, and the problem is, actually, Snute is just going to lose every single Lurker if he sticks around, so he has to back away. He has killed off this base before backing away. It's still costly for him. As he tries to run back now over to the left-hand side, we see a few Phoenix still up in the sky as well. And we're just going to be seeing... There's them extra Hydras being added on. So Snute added on extra Hydras, now extra Queens coming in as well. Spookle 2 just firing away, and there's those few Hydras just picking away at these Phoenix, and now they're doing good damage. I'm going to pick them off, and I think MaNa realizes that now that the Hydras